And we're getting in a draft here, as this no draft till this time, so I'm really seeing the bans and picks organically. First ban is Garen.
All right. And so with Garen and Talon being the first bans, we're seeing that sometimes with the Progenitor League circuit here we have particularly sniped bans, and other times we have very strategic bans. Like our team is really weak against this champion or these sets of champions, and we want to make sure they're out of here.
Yep. LeBlanc and Cho'Gath banned out as well. Cho'Gath, Speed Racer Cho'Gath may not be as popular anymore. With a couple little changes to the symbiotic souls and the like, but I like seeing the champion, and finally Sylas and Nocturne banned out as well. So we're seeing some mid lane bans on the side of Platinum Punk, some jungle oriented bans from Sheepless Knights.
Yeah, it's interesting to see that I've seen 2 Sylas bans so far. I wasn't here for the first part of the first game, but Sylas has been getting banned a lot. Interesting to see that Nocturne got banned here with this one, especially given the last game with Nocturne being so pivotal in that game. We've got, looks like Aphelios, and we had Yuumi being hovered, but Aphelios getting picked. And then here we've got Varus on the side of Sheepless Knights.
Bot lane handshake here. Looks like Platinum Punk's really prioritize the Aphelios pick, and it's interesting. I think Aphelios is pretty standard as an AD carry goes, even with all those little complex mechanics. And Sheepless Knights are going ahead and say we can pick behind this. That's Varus Karma. You could flex Karma theoretically as well.
Yes. And you also has range like Varus, somebody who has the ability to poke them back down. Interesting, we've got Mel being hovered here and being able to see and into those, especially with her reflection and her passives. She's able to very quickly burst somebody down.
Yeah, and you can sort of see why maybe the Sylas band comes out. Or the Sylas band actually maybe helps Sheepless Knights a little bit. Now he can't hijack abilities can't have some hijack big abilities like Varus Ultimate. And we'll see whether Mel's a mid lane or support pick here. We do see Zac picked up on the side of Platinum Punks, so nice big tanky engage type. He can easy to reach someone like Varus, who doesn't really have a lot of ways to move out of the elastic slingshot. And Xerath on the side of Sheepless Knights.
Yes, we've got Xerath here on Sheepless Knights. A great counter pick for Mel, as he's got a lot more of the sustained poke. Yeah, he wants to be careful and bait out that shield with the right abilities, but once that shield is down, he can start bombarding her with whatever he wants for a whole 30 seconds, and there's not much she's going to be able to do about that other than, dodge scale shots.
Yep, second round bans here. Senna banned on the side of Sheepless Knights, so maybe they're looking at thinking about banning out that support, and don't want to see that. Lilia banned on the side of Platinum Punk, so now they're looking to pinch the jungle.
Yes, so these second round bans, you're looking to focus on what hasn't been picked yet. Is this Zac going to be a jungler, or is he going to be a top lane? We want to make sure that the support isn't being, getting, essentially making sure that, if Mel's in mid lane, that she's good, that you've got somebody there. But if she's support, you're taking out that, or if she's mid lane, you take out their support options. If she's support, you're fine. So
yeah. Then we have Xin Zhao's banned on the side of Sheepless Knights, which seems to suggest that maybe they're concerned about Zac being flexed, and the Platinum Punks are banning out Malphite, which means so they've got one jungle ban, one top lane ban. Let's see. We do see Sheepless Knights hiding their top lane pick for the counter pick here, and picking Sejuani as the we have the tank jungle matchup. It looks like.
And Sejuani could be also viable in that top lane if she's up against somebody like Zac. But seeing Yasuo here, he's probably either a mid lane or a top lane, so it could go either way. There's no telling where Platinum Punks are going to play with this team comp, as a lot of their people can flex positions. But seeing Nasus in there, that solidifies that Nasus is that top laner. We have Yasuo likely in the mid lane, and then we have Zac, who's going to be in that heavy tank jungle. Sejuani likely doing that counter pick into that jungle, being a tank herself. Tank jungle seems to be a lot more of the meta lately. What's your opinion on that?
So far, it's kind of interesting to pick Sejuani here as your jungler. You have a really nice poke comp, and then you have Sejuani who really wants to jump people and
Jump in, engage.
Get engaged like that. So like you got if you're the jungler here on side Sheepless Knights, I feel like you really have to not pull the trigger most of the time and let your team do it and just say, you know, I'm just here maybe just to press Q on Zac. Love that champion. She's gonna probably give Nasus a very bad time, and I think it'll be fun to watch that big team fight ulti as well.
One of the most infuriating things to see. Gwen is immune.
Yeah. Plus, they've got that great Zac Yasuo combo. That's kind of what they're looking at. And you're seeing some pretty immobile characters in the backline. There's Xerath, Varus, Karma. It's like, can they just combo that back? Mel has good reach. If she's to follow it up, can follow it pretty far away. Aphelios as well with Moonlight Vigil. If he's is a nice team fight ulti as well. Although the Infernum, you can envision a pretty big combo from side Platinum Monks. But Sheepless Knights does have ways to disrupt that. Gwen can be immune to follow up. Sejuani can stop that big team fights.
Yeah. And the synergy between Zac and Yasuo with those ultimates there, and just being able, just the gank potential that we putting a lot of pressure on the whole map, especially with how mobile he is. I often see Zac, and he's able to synergize well with a lot of his team as well here. We see that Sejuani's able to play a lot of that peel, kind of keep that distance between that Nasus and the Yasuo and Zac. And then all they have to worry about is they've got a lot more of the range. And so just being able to eliminate these threats, as long as you don't have like a huge gold disparity, then you're going to be able to eliminate those threats and be able to keep your team to get ahead.
Yeah, and we do see some strong laners on the side of Sheepless Knights with something like Varus Karma, where you get poked out. That maybe Mel can fight that. I haven't seen a lot of Mel support, so I'm really interested to see how she manages to fight back and help Aphelios get out of that lane, even or ahead. Same thing with the mid lane. It's like, is Xerath poke going to be too much for Rook, or is Rook going to be able to finesse that lane, create that lead? And the top lanes are definitely concerned. Does Gwen get ahead onto Nasus in that early game? Is it too much to handle? Those are some questions. We'll see. I'm really excited to see an even game and really see how these teams play as five, which we haven't quite yet seen in the Swiss stages. And as I said that, we're about to get into game here.
And so it'll be interesting also to see how well this Xerath and Yasuo mid lane is going to happen. You've got the wind wall from Yasuo, but you've got the it looks like from the chat here we've got some one-sided matchups. Yasuo into Xerath, very very one-sided, and then Gwen into Nasus. Yasuo typically wins that matchup, and Gwen typically wins that matchup, but it could go either way. This is the PLC. We can see just about anything happen. We saw a Nocturne taking down a Mundo earlier. just last game.
Yep, and here we are on the map. As we see some pings going out on the top side jungle from the side of from blue side, and we're seeing, instead of a 5-point opening, as we've seen a little bit typically, we're seeing the teams group up together, and a little bit of an invade strategy here. 5 coming down into the bot side jungle as blue team goes up to the top side. That's a Platinum Punks getting a ward onto the red of the enemy red, and same side we have the Sheepless Knights camping their red buff as well.
You've got to know where they start, and looks like the invade has been revealed by Mel, but able to disengage that and get them out of that jungle. But knowing where the enemy team's jungler is starting is pivotal for your jungler's tempo. So, if Sejuani starts red, they'll see that Sejuani starts red. If Sejuani starts blue, they'll know that she's at blue because she's not at red. And so just being able to see where the jungler starts, we can see that Sheepless Knights doesn't quite have that advantage against Platinum Punks with the vision, as they went into the jungle and didn't place very many wards except towards that bot lane side.
It's arguable. Maybe you can just assume Zach's starting top since you checked his red buff at that timing, but it's definitely not as raw information as Platinum Punks has, and we're seeing a little bit of poke going on. Bretonus hitting another mantra Q there. We see Yoshi throwing out the Melkis as well, and you're seeing that trade back and forth. Pyro Maverick just hit level 2 in the top lane. Isn't quite going to get anything big there. Rook as well, level 2. Finally looking for that sweeping blade into Death Sniper. Then those level 2 spikes are not causing any too massive trades. Oh, Pyro Maverick's on top of 50 Ryguy there. Nah, just a little bit of trade, but it's kind of crash wave.
And Nasa's playing smart here, knowing that Gwen had that level advantage, being able to disengage before she hit that level 2, so they weren't fighting when that happened.
Yeah, Rook and Death Sniper Simper getting a little bit low in the mid lane there. It's maybe a little dangerous for Xerath. Now we see him sweeping blade into the turret. Yasuo classic, to be honest, taking a turret shot there. But now we have Grumpy fighting Sneaky Throw in the top side jungle. Flash away from Grumpy. Now Death Sniper is here, but so is Pyro Maverick. Ignite comes down onto Rook. He gets stunned by Xerath, just barely getting away. Now sweeping blade through the minions and is able to get away. His path is up. But if you see in the top side jungle there, Sneaky Throw is fighting Grumpy. Found him out, and now the Zac splits into his passive. Pyro Maverick's coming up to help clean this up, and a little sniff, and Grumpy's not going to quite get that elastic screenshot off.
I didn't know that you could castrate a slime, but I guess you can.
Oof.
Yeah. But the play there, just being able to make sure that Platinum Punks doesn't get ahead here with that jungler, and being able to keep that Gwen ahead of Nasus here. You can't take Gwen away from that lane for too long, otherwise Nasus is going to stack up, and he's going to get big, and he's going to become a raid boss.
Yeah, you actually see Nasus, while that was happening, went up 7 CS, so
Yes.
he might feel pretty good in lane, even with the Gwen kill going up 1. We do see on the side of bot lane here, Ancient Crafter a little bit low, but Brendan is out of mana, and so is Varus.
Yeah, we don't have any real item advantages yet, other than from Yasuo. We have that little bit of item advantage from when he was essentially forced to go back.
Sneaky Throw just missed Arctic Soul and Rook there, not getting played. He's going to face check right into Grumpy. He's starting elastic screenshot strikes lands as well, and with the extra aftershock time, now Sneaky Throw's in a very dangerous choice, and stun comes out from Death Sniper, but doesn't hit Rook, and and he's able to finish off that kill. Can't stun both of the enemies, unfortunately.
And the
walking up here.
mobility of Yasuo would make it
All of Platinum Punks are here, and he's going to get ignited. Yoshiji's going to get an auto in there and ignite, but it's not quite enough damage. But the passive is in the execute range. Yoshiji's able to flash forward, claim the Feat of Warfare with that very nice play there. And now we see Sheepless Knights has good control of the bot side. They're going to opt not to take the Cloud Drake.
Well, that's Platinum Punks that has the
Oh,
control of the bot
Platinum
side right
Punks.
now.
Yeah.
But you know, that execute from Mel, you've got to watch out for it. A single auto attack. You know, as I was saying last game, the auto attacks from the supports. Even though Mel's not an enchanter support, being a mage support, she does do a lot of damage with her autos. And you know, she stacks that Q, she stacks that passive, she gets an auto out, and suddenly you've got a quarter of your hit points gone.
Yep. Power Maverick hit 6 there on the top lane. Nothing too crazy happened there, and you do see they shoot the Karma Mel interaction there with the reflecting the Mantra Q from Redness, and she's able to reflect that damage back onto Karma and negate it.
Yeah, one of the most difficult things about playing Mel is knowing when to use that reflection shield.
Looks like the siphoning strikes from 50 Rygar are getting a decent amount of damage, and Power Maverick's looking fight. Got withered there. Snip's gonna go through the wave, and now 50 Rygar is ghosting on the Pyro Maverick here. He's looking for more damage. With Neilwork slowing him down, Ghost goes forward, another siphoning strike will get the kill here. Can he get it? Yes, that's a big +6 for Nasus there in the top lane.
And you know, those stacks are going to make a huge difference in the late game. Right now, he's already doing a little bit of damage with it, but we're going to start to see that just snowball if he's not kept in check. You know, if we don't leash this dog, he is going to carry.
Yep, gold lead is disappeared and gone to the side of Rygai. Rook just lands a very nice tornado onto Death Sniper, and is going to land the ultimate. He's going to give a shutdown over to Death Sniper. It's actually up gold for Death Sniper there, although it does lose the mid wave.
Yeah, so while he lost a little bit of CS, it was probably worth it for him because that's less than 100 gold of CS, and the shutdown gave him more than 100 gold for that. But he still has a little bit of that gold deficit to make up. So for Yasuo, it was probably also worth it.
Bears flash forward with the Chain of Corruption onto Philios, getting the damage off. Grumpy is there, misses the elastic slingshot, is not able to let's bounce hits as well. Yoshichi's gonna fight back. Breadiness is able executes the Mel passive, but now the Xerath ulti comes out. Yoshichi blocks the last one through a rebuttal, and Grumpy's able to get a nice little finesse elastic slingshot out of the way. She's dodging the piercing arrow, and Platinum Punks are retreating to their turret. Sneaky Turtle sort of flashes forward, misses the Arctic Assault on the Yoshichi, but Bear's able to pick up the kill. Knight goes out there onto wow, and dying to minions. I'm sorry, just watching Varus take those minions as like oh no, he's about to eat it. Missed the piercing arrow. On Grumpy lives. Wow.
5 hit points, 2 hit points, 0, and you can't underestimate minions. You cannot underestimate them. And Zach knew he was safe because he still had his passive up.
Yeah, minions got hands.
If you can, but if you've got it, you've got it.
Yeah, very nice bait from Grumpy, and now we're seeing Breadness try to hold the wave here. Aphelios, Crafter's trying to push that in, and Breadness taking a lot of damage to try to slow down the wave, but Varus is able to come back here and pick up that CS.
We can see here with Mel also using some of the thresh mechanics where you're facing one direction and then you throw your ability in a different direction than you're facing, kind of juking them out, thinking that, oh, I'm going to be throwing this way, so they move that way and you just throw it where they're moving.
We see both soul laners trading a lot. Sneaky Turtles with a gank. Glacial Person lands onto Aphelios. He flashes away, 1 HP. Now Sneaky Turtles looking for the kill on the Yoshichi. Lands the Permafrost, doesn't follow it up though, and that's 1 kill on the side of Sheepless Knights.
And we're starting to see that this game is a lot more even than our last 2 games. You know, we don't have much of a gold lead on either side. We have some champions that have a little bit of a gold lead, but not a full item lead like we've seen in the past couple games.
Yeah. Seeing some trades from Rook there. Again, the sweeping blade slightly into turret range there. That's pretty hard on Yasuo to get that range right when you sweep a blade through people. And I think it seems like Death Sniper's really standing in the right position to get those turret shots in there. Flash forward from Rook here. Grumpy is also the last switch up forward, but they don't get enough damage. The stretching strike misses, and Grumpy is now very low HP. Rook's also in the mid lane. Brad is trying to root up Grumpy. The Xerath ultimates are missing. The Arcane Barrage goes wide on all 4. Sneaky Turtle is now here to try to help with this as Grumpy goes for the Raptors, so he can blade through Sneaky Turtle. Now Rook lands the tornado. The Sneaky Turtle puts him very low. Mel ultimate comes out now. He just needs one auto, but it doesn't go through the shield, so the Mel SC doesn't come out. Grumpy's now in between 2 turrets, flashes away from the res route, and now he does have his passive up. Now, will Death Sniper be able to pick this up with a barrage? Arcana Pulse doesn't do quite enough damage. Yoshiji's able to reach with the Mel Q, and that's 2 kills on the side of Platinum Punks, just barely getting away. Sort of a highway robbery there. And by the way, Pyro Maverick just died solo top lane as well, so that's 4 dead on the side of Sheepless Knights.
Yeah, using your passive as a bait and knowing that your teammates are right behind, as Zach, just to be able to pull the enemies in, bait the Karma, bait the Xerath in there, and then take them out when they get too close, because you've got that advantage with Mel. We see here that Aphelios is playing more of the support than Mel is. Mel's taking that carry away in the bot lane here.
Yeah, Aphelios is even on the AD carry side as Mel's able to roam around, get some place on the map. Still, even with 2 deaths, even on the CS, keeping things in order at least, and not too far behind. So that's really nice. Yoshiji taking a little bit of poke from Brennis and Varus there. Even with the rebuttal a little much. Brooks here though, and he's gonna sweep on Brennis, blocks the chain of disruption with the wind wall, and now Varus is running away and flashes over the wall to try to get away. Brennis is trying to root Rook. But Rook lands a beautiful tornado, and he's going to use last breath to get the execute. Now we see a fight top lane. Pyro Mavericks level 9 to level 10, and there's a gank in the mid lane. Sneaky Turtle's fighting Grumpy there, and he's going to eat up a bunch of stun. Arcane Barrage comes out, lets bounce as well, and Rook's back from his mid lane roam, and he's on top of Death Sniper with a double knock over the tornado. Sneaky Turtle's about to go next. Yoshiji's going to pick up a double kill there. And in the top lane, we see Pyro Maverick got very low HP from that trade, and Victor Rygar is looking for that kill. He's going to activate one more Siphoning Strike, but it's not enough. Now he's going to use his ultimate to try to get out turret range, but the Needlework keeps Pyro Maverick alive. He heals just enough off the passive to stay alive. Yoshiji just face-checked in the bot side jungle at the same time, but Grumpy is here with a beautiful Stretching Strike combo to hit both bot laners. Brennis 1 HP here. Yoshiji's getting very low. Varus trying to do some damage, piercing around to Grumpy. Grumpy's going to go down now. Yoshiji's going to land an E, put a root. Sneaky Turtle just came off base off the last fight, flashes forward with the Windsor's Wrath, shut down 900 gold. That's I think what you call a PLC classic.
Yes, especially with how much you were talking there and how much I wasn't able to do anything because it was just constant plays over and over and over. We went from top lane, we went down into mid lane and over to bot lane, and we had no room to speak. So let's decompress that a little bit, if the team will let us. But doesn't look like we're able to do a whole lot with Yasuo and Xerath here.
Rook's looking maybe for another turret dive there. Isn't going to find it, though, taking a little bit too much poke from the turret in Xerath.
Finally getting away, giving us some breathing room. But, with Nasus having... he has those stacks, he's got the damage, he's got the Trinity Force, but he needs to... It's getting that movement onto Gwen, getting that speed. As soon as she's able to disengage you while you're under tower, she has the advantage there. But with the Mel's damage, you can't underestimate that damage, as I was saying.
Dive coming out for the Sheepless Knight. Crafter using the Moonlight Vigil with Severum to try to get some healing, and it's not enough. He's going to go down, but Yoshiji and Grumpy are here to trade kill onto Varus there as well. Xerath died mid lane as well to Yasuo, to Rook there, so that happens well. Brennis is running away and it's actually able to sneak out of the end of the side jungle there. They just have no idea how he got out there, and it's going to be a 1-for-1 for bot lane.
And with that Mel damage, we can actually see that she's starting to stack up a Dark Seal. She's almost got her support item completed. She's got that Dark Seal stacking up.
Here's another beautiful dive. Oh my gosh. Grumpy following up last slingshot Rook and a knock up. Turret goes down. Very nice from Platinum Punks.
That is first tower, and that is Blessing of Noxus over to Platinum Punks here. We can see that they are starting to get ahead by a few thousand gold here.
Yeah.
Not across the board yet, but
Platinum Punks are now between two turrets here, and they've been taking a bunch of turrets. She just looks like picks up the kill to Brenna's. Brenna's picking up shutdown on the Rook there. Not the most ideal situation. Now Pyro Maverick fighting 50 right guys. One more siphoning strike's going to get the kill there, and looks like the dog is a little too strong for Gwen there, and that's going to cause a lot of trouble with those extra stacks. Grumpy is now just running from mid lane to bot lane after that silly little play, and is going to pick up another dive as Barrett's all alone under that tier 1 turret.
so we can see that Mel is starting to become a hyper carry here. Like, she just did 80% of Varus's hit points with just 2 abilities. It was just her E and her Q and an auto, and he had almost all of his hit points gone, and all Grumpy had to do was just come in to secure the kill, or help secure the kill.
And Brett is fighting Yoshiiji again as it's just such a threat with a couple abilities, and the execute range is going to be really large with all that AB. It's going to be quite scary for the enemy team. We do see that Yoshiiji's able to pick up that kill just with that huge range, and now Platinum Punks is sieging this tier 2 turret.
And we can see that bounty starting to go up on this Mel, especially as she's stacking that Dark Seal. The bigger that gets, the bigger her bounty also gets.
Rook just got found out trying to steal wolves from Sheepless Knights. Will he be able to get off Sneaky Turtles here as well? Looks like the Sniper's going to pick up the kill. Grumpy tries to follow up, but now they're just by himself for a little bit. The rest of the Platinum Punks are rotating through the jungle to see it. Sheepless Knights spots them out. Yoshiji is going to fall EQ, and it's going to get a beautiful double kill with the execute. Now Sneaky Turtles by himself trying to run away. Turret comes to safety. 50 right guy goes a little deep, goes away. Now Pyro Mavericks here as well with the Neil work. Lands damage, bottle flexing the work back to the Zac is in his passive, is going to get killed by Sneaky Turtle, and now 50 right guys ulting, not able to quite reach. Felius looking for some autos there, and snip puts a little bit of HP, but Pyro Maverick doesn't have anything else, and he's going to get bound up and killed. So it's going to be I think it's a 2 for 3. Oh no, Sneaky Turtles gets back, came around the angle with Aftershock and the Heartsteel procs, and is going to pick up another huge shutdown now. This 50 right guy is trying to dodge Arcane Barrage. The Arcane Barrage goes mostly wide Breadness here, just trying to do anything but the Siphoning Strike. Lifesteal is too high, and looks like Rook's back here. Breadness might be overstepping here, sweeping blade through the Winion waves, and Rook's going to pick up another kill. And is he going to land on the Varus? No. Okay, that's a lot of kills on both sides.
That is a PLC classic right there. Just, you've got kills on both sides all over the place, and so far 18 minutes in, we've got 44 kills. That is more than 2 kills per minute, and it is just climbing. And so just and we can see that, but that shutdown gold on Mel, that part right there is what probably made the difference for Sejuani here, as she's starting to carry her team in terms of damage potential. Despite being a tank, she gets a lot of hit points, she gets a lot of damage from those hit points, and she's able to take out any squishier targets.
You just saw Rook get torn up by a Pyro Maverick there with the Neil work. Turns out he's not quite able to take that duel, which is really interesting to see. He's really dominant in the mid lane, but lost kill there. Brenda's just blast planted right into two members of Platinum Punks, and one of them is Yoshiji, so it's a big burst combo there, and that's one from the side of Platinum Punks as well.
Yeah, and Yoshiji on Mel having those empowered sorcerer treads, and the Ludens and the and just the items that she has, and yet another needlessly large rod. I'd say that rod is very needless in this situation. She doesn't need that to be able to do all the damage that she's doing already. But it is a very wantedly large rod. If I could speak.
Yeah, Sneaky Turtles finding the enemy team's Platinum Punks, and turns out to be a really nice bait. Arcane Barrage coming out to going a little bit wide there, but now there's 4 members of Sheepless Knights here to fight. It's a 3v4 as Rook teleports in. Pyro Never looking for the kill. Yoshiji. He's not quite going to get it. The ult comes out, and it's going to wreak havoc on the side of Sheepless Knights, and 2 double kills goes over to Yoshiji, and he's going to walk out alive with that one. So another highway robbery as Sheepless Knights not able to connect the kills there, and now they have to retreat. They're in the turret.
Yeah, we've got a 5,000 gold lead between Mel and Karma, and
yeah. Rook lands a beautiful tornado there. Brennus lives from the last breath. Rook not able to get that last auto attack in there to finish off the kill.
We can see here that that 5,000 gold lead is making a difference here, and with Mel picking up a Medjai's and turning that snowballing lead even bigger, it's going to be a lot harder to take her out, and she's going to start to just delete people.
Yeah. While 50 Ragai was farming that top turret for some stacks, Yoshiji and Grumpy just drove the Rook Trail to the bot lane. Now we see a split fight. Sheepless Knights look for the engage on top lane. Rook is going dangerously well, not able to deal with Pyromap or Sneaky Turtle. Now 50 Ragai's got no ultimate, and they're gonna pick up double kill. So Platinum Punk's dropping their top side pressure. Yoshiji's sort of solo trying to pressure off the team. Varus is going to go down to the Mel pass. Glacial Prison goes wide onto the mid lane there, but Grumpy is very, very low. Permafrost just lands and lets bounce, tries to get away. Elastic slingshot over the wall. Now there's Yoshiji and Aphelios are in the bot lane. Arcane Barrage is missing Grumpy, and he's healing off the wolves, but Aphelios is going down here as well. And Platinum Punks are maybe looking to chase a little more, and the root landed from Gigi, and he's looking pretty safe at this point. Sheepless Knights are maybe looking for a little bit more fighting, as Sneaky Turtle's trying to get in there, very tanky, is able to resist a lot of that Mel damage, and even with that massive gold lead.
Yes, and so you need to know where to focus. And earlier I was saying that Nasus was going to be able to carry the game if he gets stacks, and then I completely ignored the fact that Mel snowballing here is entirely carrying with damage on her team, letting Nasus be a raid boss.
Yeah, Rook landed the last breath there on the team. She's just trying to do a lot of damage. Activates the ultimate, it destroys multiple members of Sheepless Knights, and is able to pick up a 3rd kill. Unfortunately, Team Platinum Punks are all back, and is a very fair 5v5, and they're quite ahead in that scenario.
Nasus just chasing them down. Nasus and Mel just chasing them down mid lane while the rest of their team secures Dragon, pushing them back into their base as Mel just entirely deletes.
Yeah,
just
very hard damage for
Varus with Nasus.
Yeah. And now they're looking for the end here. 50 Ragai with those big Nasus stacks, able to do tons of turret damage. And now Nexus is wide open here. It's just Predatus, Pyro Maverick, and Sheeker are coming off the base there. A knock up from the side. Now they're looking desperately to try to kill the carries, but there's just not enough damage there. And that's going to be a very, very cleanly played game from side Platinum Punks.